Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. I got something really cool to talk about, but first I want to show you, my wife is making me a new sweater. Hey, isn't that cool? But yeah, she wants to make sure I look good. But anyway, what I want to talk about is the welfare of our country, the United States of America. And we're going to talk about it through the eyes of the welfare of the people of the United States of America. And see, there's a big misunderstanding about how welfare is supposed to be. And the United States is a little bit different than other countries. And we look at welfare through the Constitution. And the Constitution is basically, the United States Constitution allows for the people to have an opportunity to do something with their lives. That's what the Constitution is all about. How to keep the government out of their lives, or a very little bit in their lives. Now, the thing is, well, okay, just like what you just saw on the movie here, those people were the aristocrats of ancient China. They were responsible for the welfare of their subjects, of their people. Okay, we don't have that. In the United States, it's run a whole lot different than that. What we do is we have to take personal responsibility to take care of ourselves. I mean, that's what the Constitution is all about, is keeping aristocrats or government or anybody out of our way so we can do something with our own lives. Not so then we can say, gimme, gimme, gimme. It doesn't work that way. And the thing is, I know a lot of you people think, man, Mike, you are cold-hearted. But I'll tell you, that's one of the reasons why President Trump was able to get in. And I will bet you anything, each person that voted for President Trump for president, each one of them wanted or didn't want the government to get in and run their lives. I'll bet you that's the way. I mean, I'm trying to think of what kind of weirdo would want President Trump. I want him to get rid of government. That would be good if I'm the kind that I want, gimme, gimme, gimme. It doesn't work that way. And President Trump knows that. He knew that. I mean, that's why everybody that voted for him wanted less government. Okay, now, the thing is, now I don't know if this is a Christian thing, because the reality is the Constitution it's not a religious document, but the ones that put all this together were basically Christian mindset. So, but I think there's a thing about you teach somebody how to fish, and they can feed themselves the rest of their lives. If you give them a meal, they're just one meal, and then that's it. Okay, that's kind of like the welfare system is going now. You know, you shouldn't. I'll tell you, and if you're thinking, oh, well, when you get hard up and you can't take care of yourself, you're gonna be looking for the government to take care of you. let me say, it's happened to me a few times. Never once did I look for the government to step in. One time, I I had this. I couldn't feed my own children. I couldn't take care of my own family, and I had to send them to my wife's family, and they took care of my family because I wasn't capable of doing it. And then, so I sent them to the wife's family for them to be taken care of, and then I went down and got my welfare check. I don't think so. What I ended up doing is I ended up eating day-old donuts. I lived on day-old donuts until I was able to make enough to at least feed myself. And I've talked a little bit about this because that was when I started in the oil business. So, in other words, my hunger motivated me to get my ass in gear, and in 6 months, I had my first oil well. Okay, so in other words, hunger is a motivating force. Then again, like I say, my wife had when she had her last stroke. I mean, it was bad, and all that expense for all that, I couldn't handle it. We went bankrupt. We lost everything. But I had to go bankrupt to be able to start over again. So I guess the government is involved in this one way or the other because they allowed me to go bankrupt instead of putting me in jail for not paying my medical bills. So I guess there is somewhat something with the government being involved. And still, again, I believe that is a Christian type belief because it's 7 years. You're allowed 7 years to go bankrupt or something like that. I mean, it's not something you're branded forever or something like that. They allow you to start over again, and so there's ways of getting out of it. Now I'll tell you. And well, when we got done with my wife's thing, and like I say, I went bankrupt, and I knew there was no way I could get our life back going. I mean, it was massive. I mean, she was supposed to be paralyzed forever. So I thought, how am I going to take care of her forever by myself in the United States with no type of assistance? I asked for assistance. I asked for one meal, Meals on Wheels. I asked for one meal, and they wouldn't give it to me. And they said, well, once you get into the system, well, then we can get you. And well, I don't want to get in the system. I'm just asking for one meal a day. And they said, no, can't give it to you. So I said, okay, no problem. And so then that's when I left. But even that, I went to a Bible study, not a school, but a Bible study. And even they gave me money so I could go back to my wife's family and get some help there. So in other words, I know what hard times is all about. And I'll tell you, that's a good reason why churches are involved, should be involved with the welfare of the people, not the government. Now, I say the government, the best they can do is give you an opportunity, and that opportunity you'll be able to make something of your life with that opportunity. But other than that, how can you expect the government to take care of you? I mean, it's not. That's not the way our system is set up. We don't have the aristocrats. We don't have the king. We don't have the rulers to care for us. The American system is set up for caring for yourself, and it needs to be like that. Not that the government has to get involved. I mean, it's bad enough they take your money for Social Security, And then, well, they take your money and they take your employer's money together to take Social Security, and it's not like they're going to give you back your Social Security. They take that money and they spend it on other things. So they're irresponsible with your money. This is why I believe churches should get involved. I mean, yes, I understand the main purpose of a church is to save your soul. That's the main purpose of a church. I understand that. But it's a lot easier to get to the soul through the stomach. In other words, if you feed people, you take care of people, it's a lot easier for them to look and open up to whatever religion that you have. So in other words, let the churches compete with the welfare of the people. Let them take care of it. Don't let the government do it. And like I say, one thing I noticed when I was in Guatemala, Guatemala is a pretty poor place, and they are used to people giving them things. And so, I mean, like I say, the government gives them everything, and if the government doesn't give them enough, then they have churches that will send missionaries down there, and that'll give them education, glasses, health care. It does all kinds of stuff. And I thought, man, that's pretty cool. And why doesn't the government do their stuff? Why? Because the government is the only job for the government is to take care of the government. They need to take care of themselves. That's their number one priority. But the missionaries going down there, their number one priority is helping the people. And in exchange, sometimes they get some souls. So if it'll work in Guatemala, I can't see why it wouldn't work in the United States. And like I say, the churches can find work for their people. The people that aren't working, they're like I said, be on welfare. There's people's homes that need to be remodeled. Well, good. You can go remodel them. Learn a skill. Do something useful, not only to your community, but to what you believe in. And like I say, but to get the government involved, the government can't do anything right. Why would you possibly want to give money to the government to take care of welfare on people that won't take personal responsibility? How do you expect the government to take personal responsibility? It won't. It'll just take care of itself. So, in other words, the welfare of the people should be in the hands of the people. And the government, even though it's supposed to be the government of the people, it's not. And they changed the laws and regulations to benefit the government. We're giving, so that means we need to tax more. Not when we just open opportunities more, and so then you all can make more, so then you can pay more taxes, and you can keep more of your money, and you can take care of the people that need the help. Hey, let's think a little bit. This is Mike, NoStressMike.com.